It's been a while since I dropped this shit. Swole fam, y'all better run this up. KD, let's go. Yeah. Aye, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang, you know we don't play gang, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang, you know we don't play gang, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang, you know we don't play gang, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang, you know we don't play gang. I'm blessed, I never said I didn't struggle. I finesse, I never said I didn't hustle. These niggas talk so loud, the way I move is subtle. I'm the ocean, but these niggas just a puddle. I swear I'm delusional. These niggas, they using me. They want my energy, ain't nothing new, this is usual. These figures confusing me. What's gotten into me? They say I'm using their cubicles. Clipping KD like some cuticles. None of this shit is excusable. Don't need a muse when I'm musical. Ay, whoa, I'm tired of saying for truth when nobody's doing it. Yeah. They are controlling the youth, agenda abusing them, nigga. We losing them. Matter of fact, we just abusing them. That's a fact. We try to roll with a ballad act. Fucking low key with a Tesseract. They throwing smoke when they got it. Get the fuck up out your little bubble. They wanna ask how much it costs, I said it double. Gorilla beer, these niggas only rockin' stubble. The realest nigga make these bitches start to stumble. Aye, East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang, you know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang, you know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang, you know we don't play gangs, yeah. East Coast with that gang gang, West Coast with that gang gang, Global with that gang gang, you know we don't play gangs. Man, it's too early in the morning for this shit. But let's get it. Yeah. Ayy, all of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everest and K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green. I'm dropping slappers to hell with an album. Might fuck around and go see Jimmy Fallon. I multiply while you bury your talents. Cause I'm like a hawk when I bury my talents. Guess what I'm saying? I pray on these niggas. There was a day when I'd pray for these niggas. Now I got nothing to say to these niggas. I pray that God does away with these niggas. I keep my friends close, but my enemies closer. My mental is gross, but my verses are kosher. These girls going wild, but I'm not a poacher, so I just keep shining like Elon, I'm solar. All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everest and K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green. Gotta make this money, only game I know. I'm the only king, this ain't no Game of Thrones. Everybody wanna be a fucking king until it's time to do what a king does. Everywhere I look, it's just kids and drugs. Everywhere I look, it's just gangs and thugs. Can't tame the guns, can't save our loved ones. I grew my funds and I called the plug. Then I filled my lungs, I don't mess with that new shit. Y'all talking tough, but ain't none of y'all do shit. Y'all chasing money, you want the exposure. Y'all think y'all funny and snake Gucci loafers. I don't give disclaimers, I rap full disclosure. These niggas all think they were born in October. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have stacks on plus stacks when I'm older. Stacks when I'm older. Yeah, stacks when I'm older. The only thing different between you and I is that I also have millions in cash when I'm older. All of y'all talking, but I just went. Papa Swole, put nuts on they chin. Like Everest and K2 get mounds of cash. Looked in the crowd, saw my name on the ass. You made them bands, now your money is spent. I stash away about 40%. Empire with honey like I'm Gary V. My bennies are blue, but the product is green. She call me Captain, but I got no cap. I make this money, it comes out on tap. Tryna stay private, but I got them groupies. Owe me in private, but don't get all choosy. Bust out the bubble and in with the new me. FTLOG on the top of the blue jeans. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies, I got the rubies. She call me Captain, but I got no cap. I make this money, it comes out on tap. Tryna stay humble, but I get real moody. Try not to stumble, but she a real cutie. Bust out the bubble and in with the new me. FTLOG on the top of the blue jeans. Y'all got the diamonds and I got the rubies. I got the rubies, I got the rubies.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole and Warmouth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustles, and yo-hos? It's your boy Papa Swole back with another episode, and today's episode of the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everest and K2, flexing on all you
fucking Catalina wine.
All right, fam, welcome to the show, 3424. It is International Wipe Yoga Day. Now, before we get into all of this, we got a full show, and then we're going to cover to wrap up. We're going to remember the legendary wipe yoga. We got the OG post, and we're going to go through it. And it's going to be amazing and horrifying at the same time. So drop it in the comments down below. Hashtag wipe yoga. Before we do, ET Phone Gym. Make sure you check that out over at papaswolio.com. We got new merch. We got lots of awesome stuff. We got lots of awesome stuff over there. That's just the latest drop. And not only that, we have some amazing new hair and body care. So go over to papaswolio.com and check out Scalp Seed, Bull Cream, and Mane Gain. So we'll get your roots in order. We will take care of your beard and your hair. These are the products that I use. We launched them recently. And members and those of you that picked up the initial batch are loving it. So you got Bull Cream for the skin, you got Scalp Seed for the roots, and if you want to really soften that beard and make it look nice and luscious, get yourself some Mane Gain. So check that out, papaswolio.com. And as you can see, the flag in the background, these are all proudly made completely in the United States. So USA, let's go, baby. Check it out, papaswolio.com. I love the flag flowing in the background. And last but not least, we got the Swole card today, Wipe Yoga, and you see the red line through it. Just say no to Wipe Yoga. Oof. You'll see. You guys will, you'll see. You'll understand. It's coming. It's coming. We'll get into it. Let's jump into the first post. We got some merch. Speaking of merch,
What's in the box?
we got Sarah rocking the Harry Squatter. Love it. And she wrote in the caption, legs and heavyweights, legs plus heavyweights plus friends, plus my new shirt from Papa Swolio. Perfect morning workout. That's awesome. Harry Squatter. What a great picture. Love it. And rocking the merch. Super dope. Thank you for the props. I love that design. Harry Squatter. What a great design. Okay, Beaches, let's do it. We got Rate My Meal. It's hitting. Oh boy. Let's see what we got today. We'll see if we approve. Or are we just gonna tear it apart? From Anthony, brunch, very simple but effective. Just started going solid 2 weeks. 5 eggs. 2 pieces of toasted wheat, fruit, a water, and a little sugar-free booster. So is that a Celsius or something? All right, well, good for you, Anthony. Eating some whole foods. I think you're on the right track. I would focus more on the eggs, on the meat, on the protein, and one step at a time. One step at a time. I'm feeling generous today. I'm not a fan of the sugar-free energy drinks and ultra-processed bread. but I'm feeling favorable. It's wipe yoga day, fam. It's a special occasion. It's wipe yoga. Everyone's in a good mood today because we have to save the emotion. We have to save our energy for wipe yoga. Bradley says, "What do you think? Is that really a picture of where you are, Bradley? Because that looks like that doesn't even look like a postcard, dude. That looks like a bucket list vacation. That's amazing. I don't know what the hell is in that food, though. Can someone translate that? Is that corn? I see a lot of bread and lettuce and stuff, and I see some wine. I will say I am disappointed in the meat department from what I can see. That looks like it was taken from the internet. That looks like a stock photo. That's a magazine picture. But people do go on vacations and stuff like that. You can have a special thing planned for a big trip to Italy or France or where the hell that is. But anyway, I don't know what that is. Is that corn? I like the view, but I don't see, where's the beef? Where's the beef? Cody Peppers. Cody Nightshade. All right, let's see what we got here. I'll take it. That's steak. Is that sweet potato or something? That looks like a mush, and it looks like guacamole. All right, I'm going to give that an approve for what I can see. Get it out of the plastic, though. Get yourself some glassware, my guy. All right, let's see what we got here. What else we got? Was that a lot of corn? Was that a lot of corn? What the hell was that picture? No one knows. No one knows what that was. I'll have to ask Charles GPT. Dakota says, potato and steak on the grill with kiwi, blueberries, raspberries, and eggs in the corner, if you can see them. All right, I'll give it to you.
The little rascal has spirit.
That's a meal. Jonathan says eggs, bacon, cottage cheese, and a protein shake. Ooh, Jonathan. Punishing the porcelain god later. Eggs, bacon, cottage cheese, and a protein shake. You are going to tear. You might have to be doing some wipe yoga, my guy. That's some serious firepower. All at once? Malcolm X. Grilled rabbit. Wow. That's the first we've seen of that. Don't you die if you only eat rabbit because it's too lean? Isn't that the thing with rabbit? I don't know why you would be only eating rabbit, but I guess if that's all you had. Michael Bowles. Is that pizza? That looks like some kind of fancy pizza that's pretending to be something else besides pizza. I don't know what that is. That looks like gourmet pizza, which is, I don't know. Gourmet pizza creeps me out. If you're going to eat pizza. I don't know what. You're dead to me. Mike, that looks like steak and eggs. I am going to gorilla all over your face. And we're done. All right, time for the tip. Let's get into some Swole
just an inch. It's cold outside.
All right. First one is from Daniel.
What's in the box?
Daniel from the Swolenormous app. Join us over at swolenormousx.com. Daniel says, what up, fam? I've been dealing with some serious shoulder issues brought on by cervical stenosis. It caused partial nerve paralysis in my right shoulder. I have been able to lift my right arm without momentum for quite some time now. I saw my orthopedic doctor today, and he says he believes that I need nerve transplants. What in the hell is a nerve transplant? That sounds intricate. Nerve transplants. Whoa. I go to see that specialist next week. I really hope I can get my shoulder fixed. The atrophy in my right shoulder and bicep is crazy. So I'm not an expert on cervical stenosis. Can someone break down? I forget what that is, to be honest. So someone drop that in the comments, what that is. Man, for me, anything surgery is so absolute last resort. Maybe we can break into that. You guys can drop some. You guys always look this kind of stuff up while I'm live. Was there a question there? Oh, just giving us an update. Yeah, there's no question. Well, we wish you the best, Danny. Really wish you the best. That sounds brutal. I wonder if there's anything kind of last resort. I'd be doing everything. I don't know what Danny's done. So I don't want to say he hasn't, but I'd be doing acupuncture. I'd be doing everything until I'd be doing every kind of mobility and stretching and strengthening. I would be doing every kind of like expansion and whatever it takes. Casey says, working towards my first power lifting meet in November. They tricked me last night on my deadlift and added an extra little plate to each side. I assumed they were 5s based on the size and shape. There were 10s. I know that that probably isn't much for most folks here, but for me, it was a lot. That is big time. It depends also what so you hit the same number of reps. I mean, I don't know how many reps you're doing, but that's a difference. That's double the weight. That's 10 pounds total versus 20 pounds. That's a big difference, especially as you get towards your maximum, whether it's like a 5 rep max or an 8. Once you get towards your failure range and you're adding, that's significant. So in general, I think this is why I told people to get those micro plates. I think you should get micro plates. I think you should get those fractional plates. I think everyone should. This is something that should be in everyone's gym bag. I have a bunch of these around the house and around outside. Sometimes I forget where they are and they get stuck in the dirt and they just get covered over time and I've misplaced them. But you can always do great by getting either some half-pound plates, some quarter-pound plates, any combination of these, single pound, 1 pound plates, and bring them to your gym, because then you could always add a pound. You can get, I think with just like a 1 pound and a half pound, you can pretty much get every single variation. And think about it. If you just bring a couple of those, you could have 1 or 2 sets in your bag and only be like 5 pounds that you're carrying. And it's a great way for you to micro load. So a good increase from one session to the next is like, you should always be trying to add a little bit. Always be trying to add a little bit. And that could be a quarter pound. That could be a half pound. That could be 1 pound. So always try to maybe, try to add a little bit every session or two. And it doesn't have to be a 2.5, doesn't have to be a 5, doesn't have to be a 10. More is more. So just keep on doing it. Keep on scratching and clawing for those extra gains. All right, fam, we got proof of gym. Proof of gym. Oh, gorillas. Proof of gym. Let's do it. Proof of gym. What do we got here? What are we smashing today? I posted this in the community the other day. Also, I sent out a Swole text earlier. If you're a member, make sure you go in the community in the app and post up proof, rate my meal. So make sure that you go and post your pictures up there. So this is one that I had pinned to the top in the app for the last couple days, and then we just updated it. So Nick says chest and back mass day, week 11 of Swole season. Nice. Cerny said, Cerny, chest and delts today, and it was a good one. Gorillas. Did full body this morning. Leslie, emphasis on back and legs. Luis, leg day, unfortunately. Luis.
Matt Damon.
Don't make me come over there. Don't make me suspend your membership. Don't make me spank you in front of everyone in the fam. Leg day, unfortunately. Learn to love that, Luis. Learn to love it. Learn to love it. You got this. You got this. Leg day's tough, but I love it. You got to learn to love it. Michelle says legs later today. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. We have another round, at least one more. Joe says, I failed today, Papa. Oh, no. Slept through the alarm clock and had to rush out to work. Tomorrow will be an upper push. Hopefully, I'll be able to carve out 10 minutes this afternoon to do a Swollen 7. Joe.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
Time for you to get this one back, Joe. All right, we'll let this one slide. But we're watching you. You're on probation. Ashley, legs and glutes. Karen, active recovery day, so walking, getting in my steps. Daniel, smashed chest and back for the second time this week. Short and hard as we like it. Isn't that right, ladies? Short and hard. Short and hard. Yeah. It's girth, right? It's girth. It's really, girth is more important. Thomas says, in the morning, mobility training, Swollen 7, mobility round 7, total body working 90-day dash, week 3, day 3, pull ignite, focusing it on form, short on time this morning, so 2 sets, 10 reps, moderate weight. In the afternoon, oh, maybe that cuts off. Well, good for you, Thomas. Thanks for the details. Love it. Robert, smashed lower this morning. Let's freaking go. And Reed did legs this morning, tried seated good mornings instead of RDLs. Well, I mean, that's different. Very different exercise, seated versus RDLs. So, but no harm in trying different things. But it's different body parts too. So definitely different exercise, different targeting. It's not, just letting you know, it's not the same. Mick, I'm smashing mobility and SMR today, self-myofascial release. So foam rolling and such. Alita, legs today. Chris Ann, 90-day dash, week 3, day 3, pull ignite after work. I'm tired but committed. And Daniel at the gym now, getting ready to smash legs. Oh, there's more. Holy crap. Everyone turned out for this post. Tyler, 2.5 miles of outdoor cardio in the bag. Christian, cardio mobility. Vasco, smashing back. And Aaron did some yoga today. So, Swole fam's crushing it. No excuse for you. Stop being a beesh. I know you're being a beesh. We all know. We all know when you're slacking. But it's in the Swole force. We can feel it. All right, let's get some questions. Drop in the comments. Hashtag ask Papa Swolio. And we'll take the first one from Roomblay. Sterling, Papa Swolio, should I just do overhead tricep extensions since they hit the long head, or mix them with regular extensions for full tricep growth? I'm not aware that overhead tricep extensions hit the long head more. I don't think that's true, as far as I'm aware. If you want to hit the long head better, you can do something like pullover extensions with either a cable or on a bench, where you get the kind of the shoulder extension component. So I do that with a cable where I'll come here and I let my arms come up and then I pull down and then extend. So you're getting the extension component of the long head. But if you really want to hit the long head, great. Just a standing tricep extension with your arms out down by your side is fantastic. Or cross-body cable extensions. There's a lot of good ways, but pullover extensions are great for the long head. I would recommend you do those better or more. And if you do overhead extensions, this is going to be more for probably not the long head, but for the medial head and the lateral head. All right. All the ladies want to hit that long head. I see it. The Swole sluts in the comments. You guys are... What was that? Why'd I hear an echo there? That was weird. Why'd that get loud all of a sudden? One second. I don't know if you guys heard anything differently with those soundboards. That's weird. Okay. Stay Pujarn. Papa Swolio, is it normal to struggle developing strength being on a caloric deficit to lose fat? Absolutely. 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 What you probably need to do is either add in more carbohydrates or adjust your training. So yeah, absolutely. But you might be cutting too much, or you might not be eating enough carbohydrates. But in general, yes, to your question, that's textbook, and you want to avoid that. So there's a few things you can do. I don't know any more details about your post. So Suze Lee, 37, Papa Solio, what can I do if I'm not a big meat eater? That's what she said. Eat it anyway. Struggling to get all my protein in. I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means. You're not a big meat eater. Well, that's why you're struggling to get all your protein in. You're probably eating other shit that you shouldn't. And also, you might not be eating quality meat. I would need to know more. You're struggling to get all your protein and then you're not eating enough protein. You're not eating enough meat. There's your answer. I don't know what that means. I'm not a big meat eater. Just eat meat. Eat more. Eat some eggs, but eat more of those foods. I don't have the details, but I know, I guarantee that this person, if she gave me what she was eating, it's like, okay, well, don't eat those things. That's just filling you up and not giving you the proper nutrition. And replace that with more meat. You don't need all this variety. You need your nutrients. You need your macronutrients, but you need the quality. You don't want to get all this other ultra processed and additives and things like that. And a lot of times foods, this is why I'm not saying that vegetables are bad. Certain plant foods are going to be good for you. You know, there's fruit, there's all sorts of different things and preparation methods and the quantity. And okay, we know that certain people can tolerate certain things and others fine. But when you're eating more fiber and more things like that, if you're trying to pound a ton of vegetables, you're also going to be more bloated and you're going to be more full. You're putting more just like cellulose. You're just eating a lot more. And it might not be serving you as much as consuming more protein and more red meat. My opinion. But of course, there's a lot of other factors, so we don't have all the details. But become a bigger meat eater. Eat bigger meat. Know what I'm saying? Because why is... Do you guys hear an echo when I hit the soundboard? Let me stop this for a second. Let me see. Let's do that again. Oh, huh. All right. So that was just on my end. All right, we'll just move on. Northwood 007 or 077. Trick me. When you hit a plateau, Papa Solio, what do you suggest in what changes need to be made? It depends on what the plateau is. So I can't answer this question. A plateau for what? Do people realize that not all plateaus are the same? What are you trying to accomplish? Fat loss? Body fat percentage? Strength? Muscle mass? Education? Information? Mobility? What kind of plateau? All right, how to do a pull workout at home when I don't have a pull-up bar or anything like that. We'll get one. Do pull-ups on the sides of staircases. Do inverted pull-ups on a desk or a chair with a broomstick. Be careful. Oh, so I won't hit soundboards anymore just because I don't know if you guys are hearing it on your end. That's kind of weird. Let me see here. Oh, let me see. Sound. It looks like some driver or something just like dropped. Let's see. Is that better? You guys should probably have heard the gorillas there. I don't know why that disappeared. That's weird. You probably should have heard that because now it's fixed. There it is. Okay. Yeah, gorillas. You guys heard that? Working? Sweet. Okay, why was that weird? Ramirez. Papa Solio, what's more effective building muscle? High reps, low weight, or low reps, high weight? All right. Well, we'll cover it because that's a common question, but I think more people need to hear a good answer, and hopefully this is a good answer for you. They're both effective, and I think they both have their place. There's different types of hypertrophy with the muscles, and I think it's generally beneficial for people to use a experiment with a wide range of repetitions and like rep tempos and stuff. Just understand that certain things might cause more damage or more soreness or more stretch. But I usually do, for my workouts, I usually do 2 sets for a body part, sometimes 3, but for an exercise, I usually don't do more than 2 sets. And if I do 2 sets and something I feel like going heavier on, I'll do something where I'll be hitting maybe anywhere between like 5, 6, or 7 reps. And then I usually drop the weight and I'll try to aim for like 8 to 12. Sometimes I get it, sometimes I don't. So I usually do like it's not a drop set, it's not necessarily a back off set, but I'll just do a set for sometimes more repetitions, depending on how that first set went. And you can build muscle with a wide range. It's about proximity to failure and increasing the stimulus over time and proper programming and recovery and nutrition, things like that. But certain people will you might like a certain rep range for whatever reason, and you might like different rep ranges on different exercises for whatever reason. All right, Mr. Zach Life 80, Papa Swole. If scheduling didn't matter, is it better to exercise first thing in the morning or afternoon or evening? If scheduling didn't matter, well, I personally usually get to my workouts kind of late morning or afternoon. I think in general, training first thing in the morning is great. But where I am in my life and with my flow, I allow it to be a little bit more dynamic, and I don't pressure myself to like get it literally first thing in the morning. I like having my morning be a little bit more, I like my morning or my immediate morning to be more low key and outside. So I don't have a 9 to 5 where I have to get up and go right to a workout. I've done that before. Trust me, I've done that for so long. 5 a.m. workouts, 4:30, 5:30. I've done pretty much, I've trained at every time of day at some point. I've trained at 2 in the morning. I've trained at midnight. I've trained at 10 o'clock at night. I've trained at 8. I've trained at every different time based on where I was in my life and my schedule and this, that, and the other. And then I look back and you see, okay, this was a good idea. This was a dumb idea. I should have done this. And okay, fine. You live and learn. But that's not what I do now. So usually there are certain things I like to do in the morning, outside, garden, dogs, all the stuff I like to do. And then sometimes depending on and it really also does. It depends on the weather too. And it depends on the weather differently for me because in Florida, it can rain hard. It could be sunny in the morning, be pouring at like 2 or 3 o'clock, and then be really nice at 4 or 5. So if it's really raining at a certain time, all right, maybe we do it's going to be like an earlier day, or I'll do some stuff inside, or we'll do the podcast at a certain time. Depends on the weather sometimes. Because I could train outside, but if there's a lightning storm, I prefer not to be outside. So if there's a lightning storm, I prefer not to be under like a metal roof. Just seems like a better idea. All right, I'll go. I'm not going to do something stupid if it's raining and thunderstorms and lightning. If it's close. So I might adjust my workout, but usually I don't necessarily not train. I'll just adjust the exercise selection. But it depends. If I'm doing certain exercise and a certain move and it's like, okay, it's going to be nicer tomorrow, because sometimes I want to use my Smith machine, but if it's pouring, I don't want to slip. Because where my Smith machine is, it's more exposed to the elements. So if I wanted to do that for any reason, maybe I do some mobility instead and I do that workout tomorrow, or I pivot the exercise or whatever. So I'm not going to say that you have to train first thing in the morning, because a lot of you can't. Maybe you get to work at 3 a.m. Like, are you going to go train at 2? Maybe that's your thing. As long as you're getting it in, that's the most important. Some people like to go train after work. So if you're doing the right things, you can make gains doing that too. Let's not. But I think if you really want to fit the habit, because a lot of people, but this is for me. Let's pause this for a second. That's for me. Oh, by the way, we got the fuck your candy corn. Right? Fuck your candy corn merch, papaswolio.com. Look at that shirt. Look at that design. That's dope. That's dope. Came out great. Really good print on this color. But for someone like myself, I have no issue taking an extra day for recovery because I know my body. I've been doing it for most of my life. I'm not going to lose my gains in one day. I might need extra recovery. I'm paying attention to what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. I know how I've been doing it. So what I need to adjust and to tweak. So there's no issue with me falling off and not training the next day, or, oh, I'm never going to work out again. I got to stay. How do you stay consistent? This is what I do. So I don't stress it. I don't have to do it at 5 a.m. every day to build that habit. I don't have to build the habit. That's what I do. So if you have to build a habit, I think you should prioritize it in your day. First thing, that way you're getting it done. You're getting it done. The first thing you do is that, boom, and you'll build that habit. Or something like that where you're doing it, you're doing it, you're doing it. And you're prioritizing by putting it number one. It's still number one to me, but it's integrated with a lot of other things. I don't have to worry about getting in good shape. You know, I don't have to worry about losing 200 pounds. Like, I'm trying to make progress. And so recovery is very important, and integrating with in my schedule and how I like to do it to have a flow in my life is very important. So once you get to that point, you can really play around with a lot of different things because you're not worried about losing the habit. You're not worried about falling behind, or I don't know. Some people get it's hard for me to comprehend starting to exercise and being really into it and then just stopping and never doing it again. I can't understand people that have built impressive physiques and just fall off. It really doesn't happen. Mortiz. Papa Swole, how do I get rid of soreness? Choose better exercises, make sure you have good form, do less intensity, less proximity to failure, you know, less lengthened position movements, proper programming. But you're going to be sore. I'm still sore. I'm just not as sore as I used to be for as long as I used to be. Because I do much less volume than I used to, I don't have the same kind of stiffness and the same type of overall inflammation that I used to. So I'm able to train consistently and train hard because I treat my training like the tip of the spear. I really have highly intense but lower volume, one or two sets for a body part, but I really hit it hard and focus hard on it. And then you'll have that kind of short-term fatigue or soreness like the next day or so, but then it goes away really quickly. It's not the same kind of like swelling and edema and blood trapped in the muscles and just having that, you know, sore to the touch for a week. I used to have that. That's just uncomfortable. That's uncomfortable to be that sore. So getting rid of soreness is just recovery. So you can adjust your programming and you won't get as sore. And remember, soreness is usually a good sign you targeted the muscle. If you're trying to train your chest and your chest is really sore, well, that's a good sign you were hitting that muscle. But if you're really, really sore, too sore, it's lingering too long, you need to get better programming. There's better choices. So for example, if you fatigue a lot in your hamstrings, then understand that doing a seated hamstring or like a stiff leg deadlift, that's going to create a lot more fatigue. You might get a lot more sore just because it's a lengthened position. So maybe just be mindful of how close you train to failure or the rep ranges or, you know, where you do that in a workout. All right. Any other questions? Questions. Fam, it's time to go balls deep. It's Wipe Yoga Day.
That's deep.
It's Wipe Yoga Day. International Wipe Yoga Day. International Wipe Yoga Day. You didn't think it was possible. but it is. Here it is. Here it is. That's a little AI picture. Look at that. Oh, that's perfect. Wipe yoga, the struggle is real. So, I think for balls deep, I think what we should do, we have some other videos. You know, but I think we should just do Founding Fathers, MAGA people. I don't want to look at crazy leftists. I don't want to talk about some of these things. I don't want to do anything. This is Wipe Yoga Day. We're just going to do Wipe Yoga. Let's really sink into it. Let's really get into Wipe Yoga. And yeah, let's do this. So let's just get into Wipe Yoga. So this was what? September, right? 18th. It was yesterday. But we're celebrating it today. So what we're going to do, it was just a picture. Okay? So there's no video for Wipe Yoga. It was a six-part Instagram story. So it's a 6-part Instagram story. And we're going to bring it up on the screen. So I'm going to narrate it. And we're going to experience Wipe Yoga. So we had a choice. I could have just played the video and we could have watched the original. No, we're going to go through it again like it's the first time. Okay. Yeah, good roundtable. Before we get, okay, so that's coming up in just a moment. So roundtable is available for members. If you're not a member, join us, swolenormousx.com. It's time for you to make sick fucking gains. Download the app, but go over to swolenormousx.com and sign up there. And then you'll get access to the app. And the roundtable yesterday was fun. So that's up and it's right there on your homepage so you can catch it. So let's get into Wipe Yoga. Let's do it. And of course, we got the Wipe Yoga hashtag. Drop that in the comments. So let's see what we got here. Let me make that full screen. Oh boy. You ready? Who's ready? Who's ready?
What's in the box?
First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face!
All right. So let's zoom in. I'm just going to read through this and we're going to experience it. If you're just listening, well, come watch. Come watch. This is big text on a Instagram story. Let's talk accessibility. I'm an Infinifat. Infinifat. That's what it says. It says Infinifat. Meaning I wear 30 plus clothing in the UK and many shops don't carry that. Wow. She measures her sizes in kilometers. 30 plus clothing? Wow. That's a big lady. That is a big... That's big. Okay.
That's a huge bitch.
I use the disabled toilet because that's what I need to do. But they're still not very fat friendly. Things are put as close together as possible, giving me no space to wipe myself. So the disabled toilet, and we're talking about the disabled toilet, meaning the handicap one. That's big enough for a fucking wheelchair to get in. Okay? It's big enough for a wheelchair to fit. But she has trouble just being a human. Not needing wheels and having like 4 wheels. Okay. I'm luckily flexible and do what I call, quote, wipe yoga.
Matt Damon.
What happened to your queer party friends?
Oh, God.
You fucking people.
I'm luckily flexible and do what I call wipe yoga. I have to take off my bottoms and often one shoe to be able to place my leg on the wall or something else to balance on to wipe.
Emotional damage.
This is a real post. Some things could just be kept private. Why is this an Instagram post? If you imagine doing this in real life, letting yourself go that far. But not even that. Why would you share this publicly? Who is this virtue signaling to? It's just disgusting, everyone. This can be a workout. I'm panting, shaking, and start to feel rubbish afterwards. She's panting and shaking, trying to wipe her asshole. Or her puss slit. Her British taco. Her crumpet. All right. But I do need the toilet sometimes, like all humans do. In the UK, they like to lock the damn doors for disabled users, and you then have to hunt down a person with a key. Oh, the horror that someone just, maybe they don't want someone shitting themselves and using tongs in their bathroom. It's exhausting, and this time I'm at the National Museum in Cardiff, and the bloody toilets are down a flight of stairs. The lift doesn't work. I can and do walk up and down stairs, but what about the people who can't? It's bullshit. Well, let me tell you something about disabled toilets. If they need to be wheelchair accessible, they have to be accessible. So there's an elevator or something. It's just the law. Of course, if this is in the UK, I don't know what the laws are there. But if it's a disabled, you need to have access. Like, how would you get in the building? So you need a ramp or an elevator or a lift. They need to be able to have access to the buildings. Anyway, her blood is Pepsi. So this is the wipe yoga post. It's horrifying. And,
Crucifixion is good. Out of the door, line on the left, one cross each.
So that's what we got. That there are no laws there. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? You let it go that far. And I love how the museum, I love how the National Museum is to blame. The toilets are down a flight of stairs. The toilets are downstairs. How dare they not just have a... She's upset that there isn't bench seating on the shitter. She would have been great in those old Roman toilets where it's just like, or like the latrines where it's just a row of, just a piece of wood and there's holes in it. She loved that because her just blubber can just like flop onto everyone else's lap. In those kinds of toilets, it wouldn't be an airplane seat. She'd be shitting and like everyone else would have like her rolls all over them. All right, I'm grossed out. And I'm about to eat. I'm about to eat after this. I'm going to eat some beef, and I'm going to love it. It's Wipe Yoga Day, International Wipe Yoga Day. So there we go, fam. There you have it.
Boom shakalaka! Yeah! Mr. Strickland.
The
more you hate me, the more you will learn.
Man, it's horrifying. That's horrifying. Before we wrap up, fam, make sure you head on over to papasloyo.com. We got new merch. Fam, new merch. Today I am rocking, you can see it in the top corner. I'll stand up. Fuck your candy corn. That's going to look great in some upcoming videos. But not only that, over at papasloyo.com, we got scalp seed, we got bull cream and mane gains. So the holidays are coming up, kind of, it's fuck your resolution season. So that means holidays and stuff. But especially if you it gets cooler in Florida. If you live down here all the time, it does get drier. It does get less humid. But if you are in northern latitudes or somewhere where it gets dry this time of year in the fall and the winter, start moisturizing. Make sure you're moisturizing. So made in the USA, 100% grass-fed and finished beef tallow. And you can read all the details and check it all out. papasloyo.com. Only ships in the USA, made in the USA. Scalp seed for the roots if you want to strengthen your hair and encourage growth. And mane gains for the mids and ends of your hair and for the beards, gentlemen. And ladies. Hey, ladies. Some ladies like beards too. Maybe Main gains is great for the clam. You know what I'm saying? You know, make sure you soften, you know. Depends. I don't know what kind of styles. Yeah, I don't know what kind of styles you kids are rocking these days. You know what I'm saying? All right. Fam, thanks for being here. Check it all out, papaswolio.com. Let's give away today's Swole card. It is Wipe Yoga. Falcon, kick us off. Pick me a winner. Yabish. Who's winning the Wipe Yoga card? I don't even know. I don't know if you want to keep this like where you can see it. Just gonna be reminded. Oh, put this in your bathroom. Put this in your bathroom. Today's winner. Oh, it's glorious. Today's winner is LET123. Congratulations. Maybe we'll have to do more Wipe Yoga cards, and you can put it right above your toilet. Okay? You can put it right above your toilet in a frame. So that way you can always remember that if someone that is grotesquely morbidly obese, if they can wipe their butt, you can too. Train hard, fam. Lift weights. Make sick gains. Practice your yoga. Practice your yoga so you don't have to worry about not being able to wipe your own ass. This woman had to take her shoe off and put her leg up on the wall to be able to reach in a disabled, handicapped bathroom. Wild times. Wild times. All right, fam. Thanks for being here. We'll have Swolosophy over the weekend. Let's fucking go. Let's make some gains. And join us over at swolenormousx.com. All the merch links, papaswolio.com for the hair and beard oil. Go make some gains. Ellie's going to frame it and hang it above my toilet. Do so, and then take a picture and post in the community. We're proud of you. We're proud of you. Wipe Yoga cards for everyone. Get your tongs ready. That's what you guys should have. You just have a pair of tongs next to the toilet. And people are like, what are those tongs for? Oh, they're decorative. You know, maybe if you have rotator cuff issues, you never know. All right. Thanks for being here. We will see you next time. Peace, McGeese, deuce, Magoose. Oh, go to the members. Make sure you go into the app and check out. Let's do that for a second. Make sure you head on over to the app. Page, live recording. Okay. So roundtable. It says 90. I think it was 91. I think it was 91. Let me see. Maybe we'll get... I think it was 91. This was... So I think it was 91. Doesn't matter. That should be the latest one. And if you go into the community, you'll see the Rate My Meals. So go and post that up. I posted it earlier today. So head on over into the app and post your meal. If you didn't eat yet, take it tonight. I know maybe you didn't take a picture of your meal earlier today, or maybe you already ate. Fine, take it tomorrow and then post up in the app section. All right, so go and check that out. Post up your next meal, and we'll see you next time. Peace, McGeese, deuce, Magoose. Your boy Papa Swolio. Out.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO, trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they can't laugh and they so mad, it's like...
Then yeah, I found that young king with my crown at 10 racks in the fanny pack, couple hundred in the Louis bag.
That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you made. That's a bed that you laid. What kind of game is you playing? We go hard in the paint. We go hard in the paint. What the fuck is you saying? What the fuck is you saying? I only go where they pay. What kind of game is you playing? Yeah, whoa, my shit is relevant. On topic, my melanin is popping. I'm taking skeletons on closets and making new deposits. I'm